Black Beauty by Anna Sewell. Read by Martin Jarvis. The first place that I can remember was a large pleasant meadow with a pond of clear water in it. Some shady trees leaned over it, and rushes and water lilies grew at the deep end. Over the hedge on one side we looked into a ploughed field, and on the other we looked over a gate at our master's house. Whilst I was young, I lived upon my mother's milk, as I could not eat grass. In the daytime I ran by her side, and at night I lay down close by her. When it was hot, we used to stand by the pond in the shade of the trees, and when it was cold, we had a nice warm shed near a plantation of fir trees. There were 6 young colts in the meadow besides me, some nearly as large as grown-up horses. I used to run with them and have great fun. Sometimes we had rather rough play, for they would frequently bite and kick, as well as gallop. One day, when there was a good deal of kicking, my mother whinnied to me to come to her. And then she said, "I wish you to pay attention to what I'm going to say to you. The colts who live here are very good colts, but they are cart-horse colts, and of course they have not learned manners. You have been well bred and well born. Your father had a great name in these parts, and your grandfather won the cup 2 years at the Newmarket races. Your grandmother had the sweetest temper of any horse I ever knew, and I think you have never seen me kick or bite. I hope you will grow up gentle and good, and never learn bad ways. Do your work with a good will, lift your feet up well when you trot, and never bite or kick, even in play." I have never forgotten my mother's advice. Her name was Duchess, but our master often called her Pet. I was a dull black, so he called me Darky. All the horses would come to him, but I think we were his favourites. My mother always took him to town on a market day in a little gig. Before I was 2 years old, a circumstance happened which I have never forgotten. It was early in the spring. There had been a little frost in the night, and a light mist still hung over the plantation and meadows. I and the other colts were feeding at the lower part of the field, when we heard what sounded like the cry of dogs. The oldest of the colts pricked his ears and said, "There are the hounds," and immediately cantered off, followed by the rest of us, to the upper part of the field, where we could look over the hedge. My mother and an old riding horse of our master's were also standing near. "They have found a hare," said my mother, "and if they come this way, we shall see the hunt." And soon the dogs were all tearing down the field of young wheat next to ours. I never heard such a noise as they made. They did not bark, but kept on a yoy, 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 oi, yoy, yoy, yoy at the top of their voices. After them came a number of men on horseback, some of them in green coats, all galloping as fast as they could. "Now we shall see the hare," said my mother. And just then a hare, wild with fright, rushed by and made for the plantation. On came the dogs. They burst over the bank, leapt the stream, and came dashing across the field, followed by the huntsman. 6 or 8 men leaped their horses clean over, close upon the dogs. The hare tried to get through the fence. It was too thick, and the dogs were upon her with their wild cries. We heard one shriek, and that was the end of her. I was so astonished that I did not at first see what was going on by the brook. But when I did look, there was a sad sight. 2 fine horses were down. One was struggling in the stream, and the other was groaning on the grass. One of the riders was getting out of the water covered with mud. The other lay quite still. "His neck is broken," said my mother. "And serve him right, too," said one of the colts. I thought the same, but my mother did not join with us. "Well, no," she said, "you must not say that. But I never could make out why men are so fond of this sport. They often hurt themselves, often spoil good horses, and tear up the fields, and all for a hare or a fox or a stag that they could get more easily some other way. But we are only horses, and don't know." Many of the riders had gone to the young man, but my master, who had been watching what was going on, was the first to raise him. His head fell back, and his arms hung down, and everyone looked very serious. There was no noise now. Even the dogs were quiet, and seemed to know that something was wrong. They carried him to our master's house.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?